highlights of local sports around the Cayman Islands. Sports Extra.
It's amazing to see the improvement of the team.
Sports Extra, keeping you informed.
Good evening and welcome to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. I'm your host, DIONNE ANGLIN. We have a very special set of people in the studio with us for the entire hour, so it's going to be a really nice chat. Tonight on Sports Extra, we will be chatting with the Department of Sports, right? So we have the head coach and sports coordinator for women, Miss Mita Day. Miss Jade Pickern, she's the department's newest and youngest staff member. What's your position with the department now?
I'm an assistant coach.
Assistant coach?
Yes.
So any sport in particular?
No, not in particular. I'm kind of just getting my feet wet in a range of different things. So.
Awesome. And we have Mr. Tristan Wessenhagen, who is a volunteer for the Department of Sports, Women's Initiatives and Fitness Programs. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
It's not your first time here, though.
Not my first rodeo.
Yeah. It's a regular. And it's not your first time here either.
No,
Usually you come for squash.
I do, yeah.
So, are you still playing squash?
I
Jade?
am, yes.
Okay, so national squash player as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, one of our top squash players, actually. All right. Okay, so tonight they are here to discuss the Department of Sports, Women's Initiatives and upcoming events for honoring Women's Month in March. All right, so we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back right after a word from, just after we hear a few messages. So stay tuned.
The Cayman Islands Fire Service will be commencing comprehensive fire safety inspections across all public occupancy buildings. These inspections are in accordance with the Fire Safety Code and are critical in maintaining a safe environment. We appreciate the cooperation of all business owners, property managers, and the general public in this important initiative. Together, we can prevent fire-related incidents and enhance the overall safety of our community. For more information on the Fire Safety Code and what to expect during the inspections, please contact the Cayman Islands Fire Service Fire Prevention Unit at 949-2499 or email us at firesafetyinspections@gov.ky.
For the Record with Ort Connor.
Folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman and, by extension, For the Record into your home.
Hear from your government and community leaders on issues and events concerning the Cayman Islands and its residents during Radio Cayman's For the Record talk radio program, airing each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning from 7:30 to 10.
For the Record.
For the Record.
For the Record
is brought to you by JN Money, from abroad to yard. Fast, affordable, convenient. For more information, visit jnmoneyonline.com.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
On a daily basis, making it easy to connect with you, our listeners. Add us to WhatsApp today, 925-3261. That's 925-3261.
Radio Cayman.
Send a text or voice note.
Message us at 925-3261 on WhatsApp today and get active with Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
Good evening once again, and just to let you know, Miss Mita Day is here with us. She's joining us as well, and if you're just tuning in, Tristan Wessenhagen and Jade Pickern. I said it right? Okay, you tell me when I don't, because I may just switch on you and give you a totally different name.
Extra push-ups for you.
I can't have that. Okay, so, and of course, you guys are here to talk about women's, sports initiatives and upcoming events for the Honoring Women's Month in March, which is something that the Department of Sports hosts every year in honor of women in sports. And you usually have a panel of guests that you have on my show for the month of March. So we will be discussing that as well. So this is going to be pretty interesting. Jade was telling me about her, tell us a little bit about you at the department. What has been so exciting for you so far?
Yeah, it's been pretty exciting. So I started back in October, and I got immediately straight into developing programs for different entities that we're working with, and then died down a little bit into the Christmas break, and then back up again working with Miss Mita to get to planning all these events for Honoring Women's Month. So it's been very busy, but I've enjoyed every second of it.
When did you start?
October.
In October of last year. Okay. Have you any challenges you faced since?
Not necessarily, no.
No, okay.
No challenges per se, just a lot of work. A lot of work to be done, but we're doing well and looking forward to the events.
Okay, sounds good. And what inspired you to take this post?
I interned with Department of Sports for 2 summers.
I remember that, yeah.
I loved the work that they did. I loved working with the kids, more the admin and programming side, and I just thought it was a great fit for me. And I'm really happy for the opportunity to work alongside these coaches and the Department of Sports staff, and I'm looking forward to all the things that I can do there.
Awesome. And as the youngest member, are there any unique perspectives or ideas you have brought to the team or would like to bring to the team? And how do you envision contributing to the future of the sports?
Just kind of developing sport in Cayman. So looking at a range of different people, from the youth in schools to middle-aged populations to seniors, and then trying to get involved a bit more in the community. Right now, we're trying to get involved with the prison and the mental health.
Oh, nice.
The Poinciana Rehab Center. So just trying to get sport out there and trying to get more people involved in fitness and health and well-being. So.
Okay. And Mr. Wesson Hagen, you've been volunteering for a very long time with the department. What do you find most rewarding about volunteering for these programs, and why do you do it?
It just gives me great joy.
Yeah.
I've always been volunteering, always been coaching, so it's just something that is good for me and good for the community as a whole also.
Yeah. And how do you balance your volunteer work and your personal life?
That's tricky.
Yeah.
2 young children, of course, and I have to work on the balancing things out. So, but luckily I still am able to volunteer 2 evenings in a week, aside from, miscellaneous other activities that we have to do or prepare. Because again, coaching is one thing, but preparing for the programs is a whole nother thing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What motivates you to stay involved?
I guess it's the people.
Yeah.
I get a
He
lot
just
of
loves
energy.
us very much.
Also that.
And it gives you
I get a lot of energy from it, yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, let's dive right into our discussion, because you'll be surprised how this hour will fly by very quickly. So we're going to talk a little bit about the Department of Sports. You have some unique things you want to discuss, the coaching framework program and all that.
Yes, I guess my programs have been coined unique.
Okay.
Because we coach, but it's not just about coaching, it's a holistic approach. And as you could tell from being a part of that program,
yes,
we're into your Kool-Aid, as they would say, and try to know the flavor.
All into our Kool-Aid.
We try to tailor the programs to fit the needs of the individuals, and whatever they may be, and that includes wellness, health, and nutritional initiatives. So we support people with facilitate events. Or like roundtable discussions. For example, take the 40+ Metabolic Revive group that we started. I think that was last October, from the 1st until November 19th. We had 8 sessions, and it was a 12 group of ladies sitting round table with Andrea, holistic nutritionist.
Yes.
And we pretty much talked about pillars protein, fiber, self-care, sleep consistency, blood sugar, antioxidant-rich diets and that kind of stuff. And I think the women felt comfortable because they were in a non-judgmental environment where they could share their feelings and their views, and they got menus and they were able to try it out along the way. And it's more programs like that we hope to roll out, and it made it more affordable because it was only $25 per session.
Okay.
Whereas if a person went to a nutritionist on their own, they would have probably paid like 3 times or 4 times more than that. And I think the camaraderie of sharing and forming a group chat where they could share different things, and some people might have been shy to speak, but when someone else shared issues or struggles they were having, then that resonated with them, and then they were able to pull from that and, grow and develop and help themselves. So I think more programs like that we hope to roll out. The last one we did was this year, January. That was a short one. It was only 3 weeks, and it was a sugar detox. And it was a similar program. We had 12 people enrolled, and we met 3 Tuesdays, and they did a 14-day detox. And we had some great results, as we did with the one last year. So that's just one other aspect that we include in our program aside from the fitness portion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. And are there any other programs that the department is offering?
Well, we offer the fitness sessions, and as you know, we have institutions. Majority of my programs, all except one, would be Department of Sports. So I work with the DCFS team, particularly Van der Powery, and I coach the West Bay group on a Wednesday morning at 10. And as you might have heard, last October for the Older Persons Month event, we did something that we called Balance and Walk, and they actually did a fashion show, but the emphasis was them working on their balance. But they loved every bit of it, and I thought that was really welcome by a lot. And they keep saying to me, we're celebrities, and now we go everywhere, and people say, "Oh, were you in a fashion show?" And that also boosts their morale and empowered them. And Tristan walked with them as one of the coaches. I think that made them feel more comfortable, because we're talking about women, up in their 80s, and they did a fantastic job.
Before we linger too far from the topic, you mentioned something about the sugar program previously. What were some of the results? And because I know a lot of people would like to give up on sugar.
The results were really good.
It's one of the most difficult things is to give up on sugar.
Well, it was, and it was pretty good, and it wasn't. I did it myself. Whatever I put the women through, I tend to do, because I learned from it as well.
Right.
It was 14 days, and they had to cut sugar, and they got to eat other stuff, like they got to eat ground provisions and that kind of stuff, like the breadfruit and sweet potato and that kind of stuff, that balanced it. And they did very well. We had people in the program that went from a size 12 down to an 8.
Wow.
In their pants, because they lost a lot of inches around the stomach area and the hips.
In just that 3 weeks?
Yes.
Yeah.
You would be surprised what you could do. And they're sticking with it now, just like the program before that. I think one person has gone 20-something pounds or more. Yeah. That was an 8-week course. That was a 40-plus metabolic revive. We had a lot of success with the programs, and it's not even so much about that. It's about educating them and so that they can feel as if they're equipped with tools that they can to help them with their lifestyle. Because it's not about starving. So I hope people listening don't think it's about starving. It's just about eating sensibly. And then, of course, once you do the detox, you slowly introduce things back into your diet. But it's good to cleanse the body, I think.
Do you have, literature for all of this?
Yes, we did a breakdown. I mean, like that first group, like I said, we had, the introduction session, and then week 2 was one pillar was protein, and we had material on that. So they learned how to do that, and then they had to come back and see how they're going to pair their food to make sure that they got the ounces of protein in.
Right.
And one of the things that we would remind the public is that PFF, that's protein, fat, and fiber. So every meal that you eat, you're encouraged to include those 3 foods in it, because then it'll help to satiate you, that you wouldn't feel like you want to be craving and go and binge out on those things in the night.
Mm-hmm.
like popcorns,
Cheetos, and gummies.
And
yeah.
gummies.
Yeah, I do. I tried it once, and I didn't get to see any results because it didn't last very long.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
perhaps
So
you need to try
I
it
try
again.
I definitely do need to. Have you ever tried it, Jade?
No, I
No?
haven't.
No.
But I should.
Did you try it, Tristan?
Absolutely.
You did, and then how did it affect you?
Well, the first 3 days are the toughest ones.
Yes.
Because that's when you get
They
like
always say
the
that,
withdrawal
yeah.
symptoms. But
Mhm.
after that, it's relatively easy.
Yeah.
I even did like way more sophisticated programs where it's more about basically barely eating anything. But cutting out sugar the first 3 days is difficult, but after that it's getting easier.
Awesome.
Yeah.
As you can see from this material here, look at all the material that we got.
Yes.
On self-care, sleep, consistency. I mean, it's a lot of material, and I think it's really valuable. More people should try to group together and do stuff like that.
Awesome.
It's an individual program, but you do it in a group setting.
Right.
And the group comes together every single week, and then you can discuss and you can support
You
each
get to
other
support
in the
each
journey.
other. Yeah.
It was only 8 sessions for 3 weeks.
Well, we set the sessions, and it was
Okay.
based on what Andrea thought that we needed to cover the material, and how long it would take for us to go through that material and discuss it, and then come back and then move on to the next. So for that program, we leave it up to her. She's the professional, so we follow her lead. For that one, that was 8 weeks, and then this one, I called her up in December before Christmas. I was like, I think we're going to be needing this. People are asking for different stuff, and we came up with that, and we thought 14 days was enough as a detox.
But it was held on a Tuesday this time, wasn't
Yes,
it?
yes.
Yeah, so that's why I couldn't join this one.
Yes, because
it was
usually it's on
special.
on a Saturday morning. Yeah.
Saturday mornings might be better for me.
Yeah.
Actually. Okay, so going back to the current programs that are being offered, how do these programs cater to specific needs and interests of your target audience?
Well, I think it caters in various ways. I mean, because the programs are tailored to suit the needs of a range of people within reason.
Right.
So you need to be able to be mobile, and as Tristan could say, and Jade, who has accompanied me and has seen what we're doing, you're able to modify the exercises. For example, a push-up. You know, if a person can do a push-up on their knees or on their toes and then on their knees, lowering the chest, and then the next one would be resting the chest, and then the other one would be against the wall. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, and same thing with the squat. That you have people that could free squat and go deeper. Some people do it by sitting to stand from a chair, and another person might do it where they are doing it on a higher stool. Or we've even added like a mat, a roll-up mat on the chair for people who have some issues with their knees and can't go that low,
Right.
to give them some sort of a support, so they don't have to go that low, but they're still getting that support.
All right. So is there anything else? I know you guys have a lot to touch on. So is there anything else that you want to discuss?
From this program, I would say we have a lot of good stuff coming up for March for Honor Women's Month. So that would be something that we'd love to touch on.
Okay. All right. So let's get with it. What's happening? You want to share anything with us, Jade? What's happening? What do you all have coming up for the month of March?
I can start us off.
Okay.
March 1st, first day of the month, we have a woman empowerment event. So this is an event where, similar to the balance movement that Ms. Mita talked about, they did in October. It's all about women being confident in their own skin. So there will be kind of a fashion show, but it's not necessarily showing off clothes. It's more so being confident and, showing everybody that you can. And these are people that have been coming to Ms. Mita's fitness group regularly. So they're all looking forward to it, and it'll be we kind of talk about it as like a tea party style. So it'll be a little later on in the afternoon. That starts at 4 o'clock at the Intergenerational Hub.
Yes.
And it's just more so to get kind of people together and just feel empowered as women.
Awesome. How can the community get involved and or participate in these events?
Well, they can participate by showing up. We're asking, because it's not only one fitness group, it's all the fitness groups that I coach. So we'll be having the West Bay group, the 6:30 a.m. group, the 10 a.m. hub group, the 6 p.m. group. And these women, we're asking everybody, each one bring one.
Okay.
At least one.
At least one friend.
Yes.
Or family member.
Or and we hope that won't stop at one. And then we're also saying donate change for change. So when people come, we're going to be asking people to throw in $1 or $5. And we're going to count that right then and there as it comes in. And at the end of the evening, we hope to donate that to a group of women established that we know is established.
Right.
Or young women to help a program. Department of Sports program. One of the coaches' programs to give back. And this year the theme is #Accelerate Action.
Yeah.
So, change for action.
#Accelerate change for action.
No, it was actually a #Accelerate Action.
Okay.
But we're thinking of this thing that they used to do years ago, change for change.
Right.
Donate change, small change for change. So we're thinking,
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's specifically for the first event of the month of March.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 1st of March. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Jade, go ahead. You have more things on your list.
And within that evening, you want to talk a little bit more. That whatever happens that evening, besides the women movement, will be women who we feel will empower people and who have been empowered. That Reverend Mary Graham will be there, because we thought that would be nice. Last year, for the first time, we initiated the gratitude night, and we thought we could just have her come up and do a talk about women in faith.
Brilliant.
Yes. Yeah. And then we're going to also have Lydia Jackman Ray there. She has a book, Tristan.
It's called From Stress to Serenity.
Nice.
And she's going to basically be talking about, about how to, for example, prepare for transitions in your job, or how to assess certain situations that you might have in the realm of your job from a mental health perspective, to, be more focused on solutions as to where it is that you want to be. So
and less stress-free.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the book is out already?
Yeah, the book is all out already. She had the
She
book
got
launch
book signing
last month.
Okay.
And the book is out and available already.
So she'll be speaking for a short time, and we want everything to be powerful, short, and dynamic. And so anything that happens on that day will be like a poem, and that's a really strong poem. Something that's going to be invigorating and inspiring to women and that kind of stuff. Like maybe a dance by the youth group from the Savannah Church, and another lady, Patrice Donalds, and we...
One of our top dancers.
Yes, exactly. And, and we want to demonstrate that it doesn't matter your ethnicity, your size, or your background. We're all powerful, and we all have something to bring to the table, and can be an inspiration, and are an inspiration to many.
I have been watching Patrice Donalds dance for over 20-something years.
Yes.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She truly is.
Yeah,
she really is.
Fantastic.
Yes.
That's good. I like that. I like that she's still going.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Jade, you can continue.
Sure. As you mentioned, Tuesdays, I think we have some sessions booked in with you.
Sports Extra, yes.
Yes. On Thursday the 6th, we have a roundtable discussion on the business buzz.
Right.
There's a group of us coming in to do a discussion about women in sport. March 8th is our big event. That's International Women's Day, and we're doing a wellness presentation at the South Sound Community Center. So it will be 3
speakers, of which Jade is one.
Okay.
One, yes. So it's myself, Dr. Jillian Lawrence, and Dr. Christina.
I remember Dr. Jillian.
Okay. Yeah, Doctor Physical Therapy, and that will be a great. We had a meeting this afternoon, with Dr. Christina, and we plugged Dr. Jillian in by WhatsApp, and it was so inspiring. It's going to be women in action, or active women, and we won't even go into all the different things, but you could just imagine what that could go into, and between the three of them, the backgrounds and the degrees that they have. I don't think this year it will be a presentation, but it will not be as rigid as last time, where they're just going to be presenting by a slideshow, and then after everybody presents, that people will get to speak. We're trying to make it more interactive, and hopefully more round table. We want to set it up
Right.
so it's more interactive, and like maybe they'll do a chunk and then get people to ask questions and do
Right.
another bit. People will ask questions and then take a break, and people could network and mill around and then go back again and present another portion, because it's a whole lot that could come out of, think of women, active women. Yeah. Of what could come from that. You're talking about preparation for training, rehabilitation, mobility, flexibility,
And I think it's
recovery,
nice if you have
diet,
so
nutrition.
many women on a round table. I like the idea of them pitching questions to each other. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so we'll fill the South Sound Civic Center with as many chairs as we can get and try to make it more cozy. So that's how we want that presentation to come across this time.
What day is that one?
That's International Women's Day.
Okay. The 8th.
It's always the 8th, so we move it. So if the 8th is a Sunday, that's when it is.
That's when it is.
Yes, so
Okay.
it's Saturday this time.
All right. What can our listeners expect from the Sports Extra?
From the Sports
Guest that
Extra
will be
guest that comes in,
Mhm.
I think you can expect people to talk about specific topics.
Mhm.
Perhaps somebody will come in like on a Tuesday before an event that we're going to be having, because we have some events on the calendar that will be open to the public.
Right.
For example, we'll have Dr. Christina Bramwell will be doing the stretch class this time.
Oh, nice.
And we're putting, that's all at the hub, and we're going to go upstairs on a bigger floor. And so maybe she will come in to speak about that the week before that event. I think that event is on the Monday, the
24th.
24th. So she'll probably come in on, is it Tuesday the 18th?
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably
Yes.
will be the 18th. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
So on the Tuesdays that we come in, we'll be talking about different things that are going on for the month, and hopefully I would like to get that panel, the presenters as well, speaking to you before them without us, so that they can
Right.
kind of like talk a little bit more and give some more insight as to some of the things that they will be discussing. And we want to get as many athletes, young athletes and middle-aged athletes out, and people who are recreationally moving. Because it's good. The information that they're going to be sharing will be so beneficial, because they're going to be talking about like how to differentiate between what's good pain and bad pain, and when you should be going to the doctor and you should be stretching or rolling and recovery. I mean, it's going to be really interesting.
That's very good.
And I think that's something that everybody that's active could benefit from.
Of course.
And that's why we're asking them to gear it not only to elite athletes, but to women in general of all ages that move, that are active.
Okay. Awesome. And any notable panelists for the Business Buzz, or is it going to be the same group?
No, the Business Buzz, we're going to be we're trying to mix it up to make it more intergenerational,
Yes.
but then to also cover a vast range of sports.
Right.
So it will be myself, it would be Jade Pitcairn. We've already spoken to Reagan, who's
Okay.
a reigning
Reagan,
Miss Universe.
Yes.
And I've spoken to...
And Olympian.
Yes, and Olympian, of course. I spoke to Sheila, who's with the Cricket Association.
Okay. Yes.
And I've also spoken to Trisha Palacio.
Palacio. Okay.
Yeah, who's with Rising Stars and a stalwart and a manager of that group. And she has been with that club for years. And that gives us a representative from cricket, from the Netball Association. Of course, we know that Jade is a squash player, one of our top squash players and history makers. And then, of course, we would have Reagan, who did gymnastics. And I have one more person that I haven't spoken to yet. I hope will be able to join us. But at the moment, that's who we have.
Awesome. Speaking of squash, what's been happening in the squash scene with you, Jade?
I just completed my master's degree, so I took a year out to kind of focus on that. So now I'm just getting back into the swing of things. But we have some tournaments coming up in the summer that I'm
She's
looking
aiming
to,
for.
Yeah, I'm aiming high for.
Her eyes
So.
are on the target.
Awesome.
But yeah, back in the swing of things.
Awesome. All right. Well, we're going to hear a little bit more about the upcoming women's initiatives for the month of March when we take this break. So stay tuned.
Shipping to the Cayman Islands is fast, reliable, and seamless thanks to Cayman Airways Cargo. Need it faster than ocean freight? Cayman Airways Cargo offers multiple cargo flights to Grand Cayman from Miami weekly, so your packages, whether big, small, or in between, will arrive in no time. You can even use a Cayman Airways Cargo US address for your online shopping. Cayman Airways Cargo is also the only carrier providing air freight services for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Contact us today and see why Cayman Airways Cargo was voted as Cayman's best cargo and logistics company in the Best of Cayman Awards. For details, visit caymanairways.com/cargo.
The Business Buzz. Each and every Tuesday and Thursday morning at 7:30 a.m. Brought to you by
Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services.
And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice.
Vendors. Last call for vendors for Grand Cayman's biggest one-day family fun day. The 56th Annual Agriculture Show. Position your business and products in front of tens of thousands of people in one day at the Stacy Watler Agriculture Pavilion in Lower Valley. Ash Wednesday, March 5th. Contact Kelly Holding on 623-8822 to book your vendor stall today. The 56th Annual Agriculture Show. Ash Wednesday, March 5th.
Social media, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Interact with our talk shows on YouTube. Download our official Radio Cayman app, or you can log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky. You can also add us to WhatsApp
on 925-3261.
All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Radio Cayman. This is the People's Radio Station. Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Alrighty, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. And if you're just tuning in, we're here with members of the Department of Sports. We have Miss Mita Day, Miss Jade McKern, and we have Mr. Tristan Wessenhagen. I have to slow down when I reach Tristan's last name. But Tristan is a volunteer for the Department of Sports, Women's Initiatives and Fitness Program. And we're going through the calendar of events for the month of March for Honoring Women's Month. So we can continue with that. There's a boot camp coming up as well.
Yeah, so we already addressed the 1st and the 8th of the public events. And then on the 10th of March, we got a box and fit session where we're going to be focusing on boxercise, where we will be introducing people with the basic and the fundamental moves of boxing without necessarily punching a bag or anything at all. But it's going to be a fun exercise, and most likely we'll put in some mind games in there too that Mita reintroduced to the programs also, which is very much fun. But boxing is also a game of the mind, right? So it's going to be a fun day, and we hope that a lot of people, of course, show up.
Is this what
That's
date is that on the
open
10th?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's open to the public.
That
So-
one is open to the public. Okay.
And it's not boxing as in boxing, it's box fit.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, tell us the difference.
Well, you got traditional boxing, which asks for a completely different set of exercises than boxer size, where you just use the fun part of boxing and the movements. Of course, you're going to look at form, but you're not necessarily going to hone in on that too much, because if you want to understand the fundamentals of boxing, you have to put in quite some effort and time in order to just understand the footwork, for example.
Yes.
So it's going to be a combination of boxing moves, boxing drills, but also the calisthenics aspects of it, and of course, then make it fun at the same time.
To music.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And Tristan is an excellent coach as well. So it's going to be a fun time.
You
So
still have
don't
to
wanna
do your
miss it.
push-ups. You can give me the compliments all you want, but you still have to do your push-ups.
Okay.
It's mine. It's
I
like
take I take back every comment I just said.
Very good.
Yes. Okay. And what's next on the agenda? For after the 10th?
Okay, so then on the 10th, what's that? We have the Power Bar, and I think we have the intergenerational games night.
Okay.
Last time, I don't know if you came to that, we combined that with the gratitude night last time, but we found that the gratitude night took more time, and the kids did not get to play that much.
I think I did come to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this time we're separating it, and it's going to be intergenerational. So the whole of the hub, the second floor and the first floor will be used. We'll be playing board games. We're going to have Jeopardy, where it's going to be like you could get in groups and you answer questions and you get points and that kind of stuff. And we're going to have seniors set up in one area, middle-aged adults in one area, and the youths in another area. And then we'll have it where some sessions for the seniors will be led by youth worker, and we're collaborating with Youth Services Unit.
Right.
So
Nice.
some of their proud of them honorees and all those people from the Youth Assembly will be involved. And of course, we have people within our groups that come from the various districts. So we'll have the East End United Church youth group coming down with Xtra.
Yes.
And we'll also have the Savannah group coming and the West Bay group. Those are three groups that are confirmed. Now, this is open to the public.
Yes. I was there for last year. That was amazing.
Yeah, so we hope that Coach Redva, Coach Irvin, and everybody would come out, and Youth Services Unit will be taking care of that flyer, and they will be doing an RSVP so we can get an idea. I think last time we had about 73 people.
Yeah.
So
It was a very nice event.
We hope to grow that event.
Okay. And that's, what date is that one?
That's on a Friday evening, and it's 6 till 9. Refreshments will be served, and it's at the Intergenerational Hub. And for those who don't know where that is, it's behind Foster's Airport, behind Price Right, to the left of DHL.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else on the calendar?
Yep, the next event, we briefly touched on it, is Power Bar by Tracy Hargrave.
Okay.
And Miss Meet, I believe she did
The session last year. I think you were there, Dion.
Yes,
you did
I
that
was.
session with her. She's really good.
Yes.
It's amazing
very good.
what you could be pushed to with just a little pipe
Yeah.
or a light weight. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So she was accompanied last time by Marian
Yes.
Pandui for that one. And then I think the one before that, it was Marian Pandui and Jennifer Ahern, Chief Officer Jennifer Ahern.
Yes.
That was really, really good. And those
And
sessions.
there was one
were-
that Gillian Crooks, was it Gillian? No, it was Charmaine's daughter.
Yes, Dalhouse, the
Dalhouse.
boxer.
Yes,
Yeah.
Chandria.
Chandria, yeah. She came last time and did a box fit session.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I think, Tristan will be leading that this time, and we're
Yes.
hoping that we can get Brandy.
Yeah.
I think we've been in dialogue with Brandy.
Okay.
Brandy
Brandy
Barnes.
Barnes. Yeah.
Yes. That she would be able to come and help lead that session. And then the next public one would be the goal setting and self-love. And Tristan will help lead the goal setting, and Angela Seeley,
Okay.
counselor, she will come and do the self-love. She did a great session with My Fitness and More camp. Jade, I think you were present that year for the summer camp
yeah.
as an intern. And I think that people think of self-love as going to do your toes or
Yeah.
a massage, but it's more than that.
Yeah.
And I hope that the public will come out, because it will help you to embrace yourself and give you some tools that will help you to.
I was
Yeah.
just about to ask you, explain to them what's the difference. Because like
Well-
you said, a lot of people don't understand.
Well, I think people just based on my understanding of it and watching her put the summer campers through it, it's about accepting yourself as you are and being able to openly say something positive about you. Can you say 2 things about yourself that you think is really great? And when you put it that way, people sometimes stop and think, because then they second guess themselves and think, okay, people think this, or they might be struggling internally with something. So I think that it's a really good segment for people to come to.
Definitely. And that was a really nice target audience as well, because our young people need that positive reinforcement.
Yes,
so it's very important to start there as well. Not saying that the older generation doesn't, but our younger ones, their minds are weaker.
Yes.
So they need
and
that.
it's not just where she's standing there talking at you. She makes it interactive.
Very good.
And it's really enjoyable. And she did it again this last summer camp, and she did it the one where you were there.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's really good. So I hope that the public will come out and take advantage. It's free. They're all free.
Is that the last public event?
No.
Nope. We got 2 more to go.
Two more?
Stretch
Okay.
and recovery. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a nice one.
Yeah.
Who's doing that one?
Dr. Christina Bramwell is doing that.
All right.
Doctor physiotherapist, and usually that would be, and we have to give a shout out to Jermaine, because
Last
usually
year,
they
yes.
do it. He's done it for the last 2 years, but we felt it was only fitting because she's one of our presenters, and she is a first Caymanian to have hold that degree, and she's the first Caymanian to hold a doctorate degree in physical therapy.
Nice.
And I think that she and then she's a woman, and it's only Women's Month, not to take away from Jermaine, because men are out there doing so many
Stuff
great things
for
for women. Tristan here is one, as well as James and many others, your father and Coach Redver and Coach Irvin and many others. But we felt it was only fitting and fair for her to be the person to lead that, and that would be at the hub. Usually that's in the morning, you would remember, early.
I did. I actually enjoyed that very much.
Yes. But we've moved that now to the evening, and we'll put it in the hub upstairs.
Okay. Awesome.
Yep. And then, Jay, do you want to take away this last open event?
The final event open for the public is we're having a squash event. So that's March 28th at the South Sound Squash Club. So that'll just be kind of like an introductory to squash type of event. We're going to use about 3 courts, and people will have the opportunity to know about squash, know about the rules, get on court, and try hitting myself and Marlene West. Kind of lead that on. So maybe there'll be an exhibition. I haven't spoken to her about it. We'll see.
Yes, I mean, you did that before, because one year when we honored you, Ailey, and Marlene, the 3 of you led that. And I think, Gian, you've been to 1 or 2 of those.
I've covered it.
Yes,
I've covered
you've
it before.
yeah.
I've never
been on the court.
I've never been on the court to
it's
play.
It's a brilliant game.
Yeah,
Squash
I've never. But I'm going to come. I was just about to say I'm going to come out and show you. Maybe I have a hidden talent that I never discovered.
Yeah,
you never know.
Yeah, we haven't done it for a few years, but we have done it at least 5 times. Yeah. And Marlene said they, as manager for South Sound, they graciously donating 3-month memberships. So we will have it where when people come in the door, they get a ticket, and then it'll be a draw later on, and people will get the opportunity to win 3 months of squash. 3 people. So
awesome.
That's awesome.
Okay.
And refreshments will be served at all of these events, except for the box fit and the power bar.
Just bring your water.
And the stretch. All the rest will have, refreshments.
Okay.
So we got the flyers ready now. We're just fine-tuning, so they'll most likely be shared shortly and publicized in the local newspaper. Yeah.
For each event, or just for
so we got
the calendar?
We got one big flyer with all the 8 public and free events for the general public available, and then every event has an individual flyer that will be shared to the miscellaneous channels also.
Okay.
Yeah,
awesome.
To push it, yes.
Yep.
Okay. Well, this is pretty good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes,
we're looking
and
forward
a shout
to
out to Franny, who was taking over, because Martha Connolly would usually be doing a lot of our stuff, and Franny has stepped in from GIS, and she's been fantastic. And of course, Tristan has always been doing the other flyers and stuff like this for us. And then we forgot to mention the Have Your Say series with the Caymanian Times. We need to do a shout out to Ralph, because they again will be doing that. So we have been getting photos and quotes from various women and men in the community who have contributed, whether it was in the past, present, or, but have helped to pave the way forward, or just young upcoming girls, like, and what their thoughts are on sports and stuff. And we'll be featuring that in the newspaper as March starts throughout the month.
Okay. Would any of them be coming on Sports Extra?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I know we've done that in the past as well.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
We have.
Okay, awesome. Sounds good. And in your years of doing what you do for the Department of Sports, can you share any success stories, any testimonials of, some of the women that are in your class and some of their achievements, some highlights?
Oh gosh, I'm talking to one.
Yeah.
Other than me.
Other than you. Many. I think that we've had many. Tristan, you want to... you just see the people that's come into the program who are struggling to do a push-up. And then now they're out there doing push-ups and their form and technique so good, and they're not missing a beat, and they're going on. Some of them have gone on to do other stuff, and I think it's really awesome to see the growth and the development and the confidence that some of the women have shown. And we have so many testimonies from people, because as Tristan and I were just discussing yesterday about the gym and how some people are intimidated going to a regular gym because not only are the people posing and slamming the weights and that kind of stuff, some women just don't feel, they feel conspicuous, they feel as if they're maybe not the right body type.
Yeah. So true. You walk into a gym now and you don't see the average big girl that's trying to lose weight anymore. It's all these sexy women and sexy men in the gym posing, and it's very intimidating.
Yeah, but what is sexy?
Well, true, good point. But these slim bodies, these slim figures in their little tights and bra tops, and it is very intimidating for someone that's of more weight.
Well, so somebody who might be thicker, I say, because I personally think that you can be thin, but some thin is just unhealthy.
It's unhealthy, yes.
And a person can be heavier but still healthy. There are many people who are skinny fat that you'd never believe.
Right.
And it's not healthy. So I think it's about balance, and I keep telling the women in the program when they say to me, gosh, I went on a scale and I'm heavy. I was like, it's not about how much you weigh. Was it body fat you gained, or was it muscle that you gained?
Right.
So there's a difference, and I think that we have to be very careful. And I myself am more conscious about that. I was talking to Tristan about that just yesterday when this topic came up, because he was saying that men feel uncomfortable as well. Mm-hmm. It's just that they don't say it, And I was saying to him, because I'm heavy, I suffer from the thyroid issue, and a lot of people don't know that. And the mean things that people come up to you to say, it's just really appalling. It's just unbelievable. And, even for me, a confident person, at some points I was really taken back, and it sort of made me second guess myself. I thought to myself, you know what? Too bad, this is me.
Yeah.
And I'm doing the best I can. And you don't know my story. And, there's a saying, until you walk a mile in a person's shoes, you don't know what people are going through and what's going on in their lives. And people come up and make assumptions and are very rude.
But I think, that's also one of the things that make these groups unique, because it's an individual program in a group session, but the environment is safe and non-judgmental.
Right.
So that really helps, for people to come on board and stay on board, because the majority of the people have been in these programs for many years already. So the goal is not to get six-packs, abs. The goal is not to be, a bodybuilder, or example. If you want to be that, that's fine. But that's not what a program per se is made for.
Right.
It's just made to guide a person and help them to keep moving on, and that they build their confidence, and then eventually they leave. And even though we've had people who's been in there for a while, we have new people.
Yes.
So people are moving out, but then they still stay a part of the group, whether it's in that overall shout-out group that we have.
Right.
And we still meet, as you would know, and we do socials, we do games nights, we do the show-off, all those things.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have any particular goals with the group? Because you just mentioned that people, as they're in the group and then they should move off, right? That should be the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So do you have what is your goal set for women what's their target for them to move forward?
Well, basically they give us their target.
Okay.
Because generally we would put down something and say, write down what you want.
Right.
And while people will be in the group, they will have different struggles that some of you don't even know, because that's their business.
Right.
What they share with us, we can't share unless they share it. And and I think people are coming along really well.
Yeah.
I can see. I'm pretty sure that Hortensia wouldn't mind me using her name. She is. Yesterday I was so amazed again because she was just coming off a flu.
Yeah.
And she was away. And yesterday because we did some tests to see where they were for the fitness test, and I had to improvise because we couldn't go outside and run in the car park. And then it was amazing. And I said to her, "My goodness, I'm so impressed that you're still able to perform at this level, just coming back for the first day after 2 weeks off from a flu." But you can see the growth in the women, and they are so happy and proud about themselves, and that's just the half of it, Yeah.
Mind you, these programs are not necessarily to be underestimated. So I might make a remark, you're not really coming in there to get like a six-pack abs or something, but you're doing the equivalent of what you kind of sort of have to do. So from a general fitness level, it's not a low-level class whatsoever.
Right.
So,
yeah. Pretty much. We're going to take a short break. When we get back, we'll close up and let the public know what's happening.
Yesterday was a wicked workout.
Whether your group works in an office, a hotel, a hospital, or even on the beach, no matter where your group works or what it does, BAF has a health insurance plan for you. You can always count on BAF for affordable, flexible group and individual health insurance plans with professional, friendly customer service. Call them at 949-5089. BAF, your health is their priority.
Hi, I'm Deputy Governor Franz Manderson, and I'm excited to announce the DG's 5K Challenge is just around the corner. We kick off things in Little Cayman on March 9th, followed by Cayman Brac on March 16th, and the grand finale on Grand Cayman on March 30th. This year, we're supporting the Cayman Islands Girls Brigade, the Cayman Islands Scouts Association, and the One-to-One Foundation, each helping to shape our next generation. Join us in making a positive impact. For registration details, find us on Facebook at DG's 5K Challenge.
If they are talking about us,
living in your head rent-free all this time,
we must be relevant. Radio Cayman since 1976.
Alrighty, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. Tristan Wissenhagen, Mita Day, and Jade Pickern. Mita, what challenges have you faced in promoting women's sports, and how have you overcome them, you think?
Well, challenges in some respect. I think our biggest challenge would be a space, a proper space.
Okay.
And we're very grateful to have the use of the hub. It's not ideal space, seeing the shape of it, and because of the logistics of how the building is set up.
Right.
But I tell you what, it's better than
nothing.
And it's better than not. It's not better than nothing. Way, way better.
Yes.
Than nothing. And it's good that rain, sun, or shine, we have a spot to operate from. And it's very good for me to have my office right there, so I could easily go in there, get a rub for the women.
Yeah.
If somebody leaves a pair of shoes.
Yeah, it's right there.
I have a house in there now. I have extra socks. I have pants, shirts, everything. And then to be able to print off something. And also to have a private space if one of the women need to talk after. I mean, Jade, you were with us on, I can't remember which morning. And you see, it's about the camaraderie. After we finished, I think the women were there till 8 o'clock that morning. And the class finished at 7:30.
Yeah.
Because they just want to share and, bounce ideas off each other and that kind of stuff. And I think, so I think the chief officer has really, I am so happy and grateful. She has really had my back for that program.
Yes.
And supports me all the way, and I'm extremely grateful to her and all the support that I've been getting.
Tell them the name of your chief officer.
It's Chief Officer Teresa Echenike.
Echenike.
She, she's hit the ground running, and I am so happy that the department has emphasized more focus on these programs, because I think that was long overdue, because let's just face it, everybody cannot play netball, football, basketball, and all those sports up and past a certain age. It's just too difficult for people to do that. It's not good for their joints and that kind of stuff. And when I started to push towards that kind of stuff, I have to say that was your husband, my ex-director.
Mm-hmm.
He allowed me to run with it, and not stick to the regular netball and that kind of stuff. And I'm so glad that I went that direction, because it's so important that we keep the bone density for women as we age, and for all the different reasons, the cardiovascular fitness, the flexibility, and the muscular endurance. And I think those are 3 components that we really need if we want to age gracefully and healthier as a society, and it will be less strain on the healthcare.
Awesome.
So I think that's a direction we need to take, not to take away from the sports, because I love the sport and that must happen, but I think it's important that this part of it is embraced and supported so well.
Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have exhausted my questions. Is there anything else that you all would like to talk about? I know we discussed all the things that were public and free, but what about some of the in-house things?
Well, I think that we should touch a little bit on the collaborations, if any.
Okay.
And we're thankful to Radio Cayman for the Tuesday collaborations.
Awesome.
And Youth Services will be collaborating with us on the intergenerational games night. And we will also be collaborating with the South Sound Squash Club to some degree, because even though we're paying for the courts, they will be donating memberships. So I thank Marlene and the South Sound Squash Club for that. And then we're talking about sponsorships. Wellies have decided to have agreed to come on board again this year. So they will be sponsoring food for that wellness presentation on International Women's Day. And last year, I think that was the value of about roughly $3,000, just under. And then we're talking about the tickets from Cayman Airways for Dr. Gillian to get her to Cayman. We're talking about the car rental by Queen's Gate, and that's Carla. Dr. Smith's wife, Carla Smith. And those are people that we're really grateful for. The Department of Sports for the budgets that they've allowed me to tap into, and the ministry for the ever support, because we're using the hub. They've extended that to us, and any help that we need, I'm pretty sure that the chief officer again will give, and the minister, honorable minister Isaac Rankin, and DCO Dalton Waltler, who's running the program presently at the Department of Sports, and Department of Sports staff. And I'm very grateful to all the volunteers. We can't do it without them. So people like Tristan Weisenhagen and James Miles, who, yes, is a part of the Youth Services unit, but like I say, their collaboration is one of that event, but he always helps us. He does all the PowerPoint presentations and
audiovisual support.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And then the many women within the fitness group that come out and serve and that help to guide people and seat people, and all the people who come up to sing free of charge and dance and entertain for all the events, and people like Reverend Graham. So it's a plethora of people. And last year CUC was really prominent, was a prominent sponsor, and I hope that they will come on board again. We had talks from last year. They're definitely coming on board for initiatives after Honourable Women's Month, because we're hoping to roll out the fitness challenge to the young people.
Okay.
And we want to take it to the districts. I've already spoken to all the Department of Sports coaches, like Coach Dion, Coach Darren, Coach Albert, Coach Redver, Coach Irvin, the swim crew. And we hope to take it to the district and do the fitness challenges there, because you saw the nature of it.
Yes.
It's where we can just take the mats, and all we need is some stopwatches, some clipboards, and then we can take it to the district, which would be good because then that'll give that district something to do, and then it'll hopefully pull parents out to watch it as well.
Awesome.
So these are some of the good things that we have lined up.
Alrighty. Awesome. This is fantastic. I'm hoping, well, you guys are going to send out a calendar to the chat, to that group.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that way I can keep abreast of what's going on. And then I've recorded this as well. So it's on YouTube as well for those who would like to go back and listen. This edition is on YouTube as well. So they can hear the particular dates with the particular events. So that's pretty good. That's it. That's it for tonight's edition of Sports Extra. If you would like to be a part of our show, please feel free to email me at sportsextrakman@gmail.com. That's it. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you very much, Jay.
Thank you so much for your time. Yeah.
Appreciate it very much. I'm DIONNE Anglin. Good night and God bless.
Sports Extra. From 7 to 8 p.m., highlights of local sports around the Cayman Islands. Sports Extra.
It's amazing to see the improvement of the team.
Sports Extra, keeping you informed.